Hey guys, um, I'm just gonna wait for everybody to come on my live. I found an article from the Root, that's very concerning. So I'm just gonna wait until everybody come on here. Then I'm gonna go ahead and talk about this because this story is very concerning. Um, this story right here is, you know, let's just say it's concerned our voting rights across this country. Um, and this has come from the root.com. So, um, so basically, I'm going to wait for other people to come in and we can talk about this. So, um, it says Supreme Court punts on partisan gerrymandering as Neil Gorsuch and Clarence Thomas, Clarence Thomas, set sight on dismantling the Voting Rights Act. Dismantling, which means getting rid of it. And I'm like I said, I'm gonna wait for everybody to come on because this right here is gonna make and break our rights to vote. And no matter what color you are, no matter what political party you're affiliated from, this story, this decision, because it says according to the root.com, the Supreme Court did two decisions, and this is scary. This is more concerning, and I'm looking at this, and I'm just looking at this article, basically, because I'm waiting for more people to come on here because I want each and every one of you guys to really, really listen to this because I'm get ready to click this article right away. But yeah, this story is going to make and break this election. Because again, what if it's the midterms this year in 2018 or the presidential election in 2020? But this story right here is going to make and break this election. So you got a conservative Supreme Court, um, and you got especially two Supreme Court justices. You already know Clarence Thomas. We already know what let's like I said before, this is gonna blow everybody's mind. So I'm waiting for you guys to come on. Waiting for more people to come on because I really and please when you come on, please click the like button because I want each and every one of you guys to pay attention what about this article what I'm about to read. Now I wish I can just put this article on a YouTube live, but unfortunately I don't know how to do it yet. But I'm working on it. Um, I'm for those of you who are coming in. Hey, how you guys doing? Um, Blessings to you, peace, you guys. But the thing is, I was going to do a show with information, man, but unfortunately, we can't do a show tonight. However, but this story, ladies and gentlemen, I'm gonna wait for more and more people to come in, but this story is extremely important. It affecting our right to vote. And this story is from, like I said, this article is really concerning to me right now. It really has. And obviously, I'm just waiting for more and more people to come in. Hey, Faith. Hey, Stephanie. Welcome. This to me is, and this is it's really breaking news because this is an article. It's from the root.com. Okay. Hey guys. Hey, grateful and blessed. Hey, Donna. Um, so let me go ahead and get started. So I'm going, according to the root.com, Supreme Court punts on partisan gerrymandering as Neil Gorsuch, these are the two Supreme Court justices that we're about to read to. Neil Gorsuch and, Clarence Thomas, the coon Clarence Thomas, setting sight on dismantling. our right to vote, the Voting Rights Act. I'm gonna go ahead and read this article to you guys because this article happened today. On Monday, the Supreme Court made two notable decisions relating to voting and voting rights that promises major ratifications for the 2018 midterm elections and beyond. The Supreme Court booted a case on North Carolina's politically gerrymandering districts back to a lower court Monday morning, asking the court to reconsider its previous decision, which found that the state's GOP drawn election maps were so skewed toward Republicans that they were unconstitutional. In a separate case concerning racial bias in gerrymandering districts in Texas, the court issued a 5-4 decision upholding all but one congressional district. As the New York Times reports, the North Carolina decision is the second time in 2 weeks that the High Court has evaded the issue of partisan gerrymandering. In the North Carolina case, the Republican-led legislators set up a map explicitly designed to give the GOP 10 out of 13 congressional seats. Let me repeat that. I'm gonna repeat it again. The Republican-led legislation, and that's in North Carolina, by the way. The Republican-led legislature set up a map explicitly designed to give up the GOP 10 out of 13 congressional seats. That's in the state of North Carolina. And it's going to get worse. I'm going to go ahead and read this article, and this is very interesting that I'm reading it during the midterm elections, by the way. So I'm going to continue to read this article. It says, in 2017, the Supreme Court found North Carolina's election maps unconstitutional because state Republicans had drawn them along racial lines. They were designed based on census data to mitigate the impact of black voters who lean Democrat. The GOP the GOP was still explicit in its intent to maintain, Republican advantage among North Carolina voters for the new maps, but didn't use racial data to draw them this time. And I'm going to continue reading this because I want each and every one of you guys to really prepare for this uphill battle that we're facing right here. And this is still from the root, but this is a skit from the Washington Post. And this is from the Washington Post, and it says, I think electing Republicans is better than electing Democrats, say Congressman David Lewis, a Republican member of the North Carolina General Assembly. So I drew this map. Now, this right here, I'm going to stop right there. Remember this his name, Congressman David Lewis, a Republican member of the North Carolina General Assembly. So any of you who lives in North Carolina, I want you to listen to me carefully. This is from your legislature, your state, one of your state congressmen in your state, saying that he drew the map himself. See, this is why I'm concerned about this, guys. I'm going to continue reading this. So I drew this map to help foster what I think is better for the country. He added, I propose that we draw the maps to give a partisan advantage to 10 Republicans and 3 Democrats because I do not believe it's possible to draw a map with 11 Republicans and 2 Democrats. So already, the state of North Carolina, this congressman right here already drew the map himself of gerrymandering districts. So in other words, he's drawn a line of which gerrymandering is Republican and which is Democrat. So he's trying to discriminate Democratic voters, including African American voters, from voting this election. Hey, Bamba, how you doing? So I'm going to continue this article, and I'm going to read it word by word. So I want every last one of you guys to understand what's up. This is what I want you guys to do. So I'm going to continue to read this because I want everybody, this is really, really important, what we're facing right now. This affecting our right to vote. So I'm going to go ahead and continue reading this. When voters went to the polls that fall, the outcome was exactly as Lewis had predicted, even though Republican candidates won just 53% of the statewide vote. Continuing, while Supreme Court opted out, while the Supreme Court opted not to rule on the North Carolina case, the High Court did reach a decision in Abbott versus Perez, which concerns election map makers targeting minority voters in Texas. So the people of Texas, I want you to really, I want you to really listen to this listen to this article. That's in Texas, in a deep dividing ruling. The court upheld three of the four congressional districts. As Slate reports, a lower court ruled last year that Texas had violated the Voting Rights Act with its districts, which diluted the voters of Hispanic residents. The Supreme Court would rule against the lower court's decision and uphold the district line as remarkable enough. In her dissent, Judge Sonia Sotomayor said that the voting maps in design and effect burden the rights of minority voters, but Slate pointed out an important concurrence written by Justice the Coon, Justice Clarence Thomas, supporting this decision. See, people, Clarence Thomas supporting this decision. The Coon. I'm gonna continue reading it again. In it, and this is, and I'm gonna tell you like this. This is what Clarence Thomas has done. I'm gonna let everybody else know this. Here it is. In it, Thomas claimed that the Supreme Court didn't go far enough. Now, this is the Supreme Court justice. This is Clarence Thomas saying that the Supreme Court didn't go far enough, rather than reject the plaintiff Voting Rights Act claims. Thomas wrote the court should have overturned decades of precedents to hold the Voting Rights Act does not prohibit racial gerrymandering at all. Martin Joseph Stein writes for the Slate. So you telling me that this coon, Clarence Thomas, it don't go far enough about the Voting Rights Act? And I remember 2 years ago, the Supreme Court struck down the Section 4 of the Voting Rights Act. According to this article, they want to dismantle it completely. He wanted to dismantle the whole Voting Rights Act completely. Let me move on with this. Let me move on with this. This is from Stein. For decades, the Supreme Court has held that Section 2 of the Voting Rights Act outlaws gerrymanders that dilute the voters of minority citizens. The court has explained that the voting dilution occurs when map makers limit a minority group's ability to translate its voting strength into voting power, drawing district lines to ensure that white voters can select its preferred candidate. And I'm going to conclude this when it says the concurrence was co-signing Neil Gorsuch, another Supreme Court justice, who, as the latest addition to the Supreme Court, was a deciding vote in the Abbott versus Perez case. So you got two Supreme Court justices, the Coon Clarence Thomas and Neil Gorsuch. The Supreme Court justices was deciding vote for the Abbott versus Perez case. And I'm gonna finish with this, ladies and gentlemen. Outside of Thomas and Gorsuch, the idea of the Voting Rights Act doesn't prohibit it. Racial gerrymandering doesn't appear to have taken hold, but as Republicans continue to double down on maximizing the power of their mostly white base, it's a disturbing harbinger of battles to come. And this is from the author, and thank you, Anne Bragdon, who made the author from the root. So what you're seeing, ladies and gentlemen, is this. Your Supreme Court justices, Gorsuch and Coon Clarence Thomas, has completely, to me, just destroyed the Voting Rights Act. And that's according to this article I just read to you guys. This is concerning, ladies and gentlemen. This is dangerous and very concerning to our rights to vote this year's midterms and in 2020 presidential election. I'm very concerned because now that's why you see a lot of voter purge in and basically you see this is why you have voter purge. You know, remember the Supreme Court just upheld the voter purge in the state. I gotta think what state it was. No, yeah, I got it. It's Ohio. Remember, I did a video about a month ago that they had a voter purge. They had a very the U.S. Supreme Court upheld the voter purge in the state of Ohio with the same plan of gerrymandering in the state of Ohio, and now it reaches North Carolina as well. And keep in mind, ladies and gentlemen, Ohio and North Carolina are the swing states. So you see what these Republicans are trying to do. They're trying to write gerrymandering of really trying to draw their own line of gerrymandering, which means that they're picking who's going to vote Republican and who's going to vote Democrat. This is basically a concern. What's going on, COG? How's it going? This is a concern, guys. We're not playing. Like I said, this is serious. Justice Gorsuch and Coon Clarence Thomas has completely planned to completely destroy the entire Voting Rights Act altogether. They already struck down, I think, section 2 of the Voting Rights Act. But Clarence Thomas, you heard when I tell you guys the article itself that Clarence Thomas said it's not far enough. It's not. They basically not, so this is concerning, guys. I'm sorry that I yelled too loud, but I was kind of passionate. but but seriously, guys, this is really concerning. What we're doing. This is really concerning. I don't know what's going to happen, and it's going to affect minority voters, and so if Clarence Thomas and Neil Gorsuch, the two Supreme Court justices, conservative Supreme Court, by the way, is doing this, is striking down the Voting Rights Act. This is crazy. Yeah, Faith, in Maryland, and I am from Maryland, by the way, and this is, like I said, the governorship is important, and so tomorrow is election day here in the state of Maryland, midterms, by the way, and I'm gonna be voting after work, actually. But my point is, ladies and gentlemen, is this: we need to stay woke on this, because if they trying to take away our vote, if they try to take away our right to vote, especially this Coon Clarence Thomas, if they try to take away this right to vote, we're in serious trouble. Serious trouble. They already did it in Ohio. They upheld the voter. Here's what I think about what's going on in Ohio and why the U.S. Supreme Court upheld their support in purging the vote, because they claiming, this is what they claiming that there's voters that haven't voted last year's election and the year before. I mean, 2 years, 3 years before their election, they haven't voted for a long time. So what they're trying to do is that they're gonna try to call. If they don't come in, they're gonna cut down cut down their voting roll. I mean, cut down on the people off the voter rolls. That's in Ohio. Now the Supreme Court earlier, I think, like no later than last month, upheld that, which means minority voters in the state of Ohio may or may not be able to vote. And now you have this story. See, guys, I don't know what will happen, because people said that, and we all have the right to vote. That's what our forefathers fought and died for our right to vote. But now, thanks to these clowns, out, thanks to Coon, Clarence Thomas, and Neil Gorsuch, they may struck it down. They may dismantle the whole Voting Rights Act completely. And I'm just right now just blown because this is for the first time reading this article, and it's scary, guys. It's really really scary right now. So it looks to me that they're going to do what they're going to do, and so it's going to affect this year's midterms and possibly 2020 presidential election. This decision right there. So everybody, I want to hear your thoughts. Um, Go ahead and let me and I'm gonna read the comments, and I'm gonna because I really want this. I really want to come on YouTube Live because this story is extremely important. It affects our right to vote. It really is, and this is basically it's disastrous. The way it seems right now is very disastrous. First, they uphold the voting. Really, first they uphold the voting rolls, which means they can have a right to take people out of the voter rolls in the state of Ohio, which also a swing state. And now this story. So I want to hear from y'all. Um, it's scary, guys. It's really really scary right now. It's a 5-4 decision upholding all but one congressional district, which means Republicans has full control in in swing states like Ohio and now North Carolina to draw maps of gerrymandering, finding out which counties that vote all Republican and which one is voting Democrat, include where minorities, including African American voters, is going to vote. And you know, African Americans mostly vote Democrat anyway, so it's going to hurt them especially. Especially, even though yes, we as African Americans vote anyway, but this story right here is really going to destroy the Voters Right Act completely. So I want to hear from y'all. Tell me what you think because it's really scary right now for those of you who live in North Carolina, who lives in Ohio, or and Texas. Those are the three states y'all need to watch. Y'all definitely need to watch right now. Those three key swing states. So that's it, guys. I just want to hear your comments while I'm on my live on my live stream and tell me what you think. COG, I can't vote here in Texas. I feel you, bro. I mean, this election to me is it shows it's a joke. It's a complete joke because why would you want to completely destroy the Voting Rights Act of 1965? Just completely destroy it. I mean, you already took the Section 2 of the Voting Rights Act, and now you want to completely destroy the bill completely. And so now you have Republicans, the GOP, now has power to draw their own lines of gerrymandering, splitting up, and they're gonna have their voter. I mean, this is going. I'm telling you guys, which means that African Americans most likely will be disenfranchised in three key states: Texas, North Carolina, and Ohio. They're gonna be disenfranchised not only in this year's election, which are the midterms, but in 2020 presidential elections as well. Thanks to Neil Gorsuch and Coon Clarence Thomas. Thanks to these two Supreme Court justices. So looks like our 1965 Voting Rights Act soon to be no more. And because Republicans want to have their way. So, you know, it's sad. It really, really sad. And like I said, I want to hear from you guys because it's really hurtful what I just read to you, what we all just witnessed. That according to this article, the 1965 Voting Rights Act soon to be no more. Tomorrow is my home state. Tomorrow is Maryland, where I am right now. Their 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 um their primaries is officially tomorrow. And like I said, 2 days ago, I endorsed, Ben Jealous as our governor up here. Because I can't trust I really can't trust the Democratic establishment. I can't trust them at all. And it's again Ben Jealous. I'm just gonna vote for him, especially tomorrow. Um, so yeah, ladies and gentlemen, that's what's happening. And if you get a chance, hold on, guys, give me 1 second. Give me 1 second, because I want you guys to check this article yourself if you want to. Um, go to if you want to check out this article yourself, go to theroot.com and look for the Supreme Court punts on partisan gerrymandering as Neil Gorsuch and Clarence Thomas set sights on dismantling the Voting Rights Act. Just look for this article on theroot.com. You can check it out for yourself, because I want each and every one of you guys to really, really stay woke, really focus on this information, because it's affect our right to vote. Our forefathers fought and died for each and every one of us right to vote, and thanks to these Supreme Court justices, they're going to destroy it. They're going to dismantle the entire Voting Rights Act. So that's all I have to say, guys. And but I want you guys to share this video. Share. I mean, I don't care. You can share it from your friends, family, especially from the 3 states like Ohio, North Carolina, and Texas. And I want you guys to share what I'm saying to each your friends and your family, because this election is so important. The midterms this year and the 2020 elections. This is so important that we may lose the Voting Rights Act of 1965. Thanks to Neil Gorsuch and the coon Clarence Thomas, we're going to end up losing the Voting Rights Act because of these two Supreme Court justices. So this is my concern, guys, and it's concerning from black voters everywhere, because now you're going to cut down. And so basically, this is very concerning, guys. And I'm just basically shocked. Really not shocked, because this is conservative Supreme Court that we're seeing right now. And it's scary. Really scary. So 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 everybody, I don't know about you, but I'm kind of concerned about this. I'm very concerned. So that's all. That's all. That's it for you guys today. And again, share this video, share this live stream to your friends and your family, because I want each and every one of y'all to really, really focus on what this means. If they take away the Voting Rights Act, it's over. It's over. All over. Our forefathers fought and died for our rights to vote now. So that's all I have to say. I wish you guys, no matter where you are, have a good day, have a good night, no matter where you are in the YouTube world. And thank you for joining this important YouTube live. But again, share this live stream to your family and your friends, and let them know what is happening. Because this right here did not even show into the mainstream freaking media. Not CNN, not definitely not, well, Fox News, they ain't gonna say nothing anyway. But at least CNN and MSNBC did not even talk about this. The only focus they're talking about now is the immigrant children that's in the warehouse. But they're not talking about this story. How the US Supreme Court has basically take our right to vote away from us, behind the scenes, under our noses. So thanks you guys for joining this important live stream, like I said, and hopefully get this word out, and I will talk to you soon. I love you guys. Have a great day. And just like I said, deuces.